I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy that this show isn't on Monday because I would have
Twitch
been
chat says
pretty.
they can't hear you, yes. Oh god, oh god.
They can't hear lunges, right? Is that what it was?
No, it's Kiez.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Why don't you? Are you happy that it's not on Monday here, Grayson?
Oh, can they hear me now or?
They could hear you the whole time,
It's
Grayson.
not
Oh,
KJ's.
okay.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Kiez?
okay.
I thought it was Kiez.
Yeah,
I'm happy it's not on a Monday because I'd be like dead. Are you kidding me? I don't know. I was pretty tired after Big House. I mean, not that I mean I wasn't on staff or anything, so Cages is probably gonna rip me a new one. But
Wait.
I don't know.
KJ's didn't put you on staff?
No, I didn't. No one even reached out to me to be on staff. First of all,
Okay,
and if they
okay,
did, I
okay.
would have said no.
What?
Okay. Listen.
Me neither. Can you believe the fraud
Okay,
TOs?
come on. All right, I fixed my mic to be able to defend myself here.
Oh.
Very embarrassed that this YouTube video is gonna start off with just 1 minute of silence while everyone's just looking at their webcams. But anyway, I didn't get to pick the TOs. I was picked. That's all I'll say about it. All right.
Yeah, sure. Not
Yeah.
your fault. Of course not.
Hey, and
Hey.
it was the best run tournament I've ever been to. All I'll say is that Lunches still came to the tournament and didn't even volunteer, so that's not a good look for being able to get a tournament in the future.
You don't know that I didn't volunteer.
I mean, we were short volunteers. It's not like it was packed up. Like
not a secret,
there was
brother.
room for you.
I have no comments. You know what? It was actually out of spite that you guys didn't reach out to me to volunteer that I chose not to volunteer.
You're only calling brackets if you're getting paid for it. I see.
The greedy TO taking all our money.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's me.
Yep. All right. Well, my voice is still a little messed up, so I think I might let Lunges do a little bit more of the talking this episode. But Lunges, you want to do like the interview thing with PsYKoD?
I love Lunges so much. I want to hear more of his beautiful voice.
Yeah, I could do the interview thing. Okay, what is this? Episode 10? Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure I've been a part of half of these, but you guys should probably know the drill by now.
Really quick before we dive into this, I just want to let people know, if you are tuning in, you can join the Discord. If you have a hot take, you can type it into the takes channel.
I'm also watching the Twitch chat, so if you guys say anything stupid in Twitch chat, I'll see you.
Yeah. But if you type it into the takes channel and join the waiting room, we will potentially bring you online to chat with us and discuss.
Oh shit, that goes hard.
Yeah. So if you've got any spicy things to say, obviously we're screening it. We're not just gonna bring on anybody with any wild take. But
I will relentlessly judge your takes.
Yeah.
And if they're good takes, I'll relentlessly praise you. But if they're bad takes, I will make fun of you.
But yeah, sorry.
I'm very opinionated with my takes. I have very specific takes with this game.
This is
I like
a good
this
show
kid
for you to be on.
He's a good addition to bring onto the podcast.
But the Discord link is in the chat. And also we're gonna be doing a 2-hour episode this week. PsYKoD is gonna dip out after about an hour, and then we're gonna do like the Tourney review portion of it. So the first part is mostly gonna be focused on PsYKoD and any takes that we get. So. All right, I'm done with the spiel. Go ahead, Lunches.
Oh yeah. I was actually just about to say what you just said as far as calling in. So that's good. You covered that. But PsYKoD. Okay, for those of you that don't know or that weren't watching Big House, you're an Ohio player.
Yeah.
I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're number 6 on the latest power rankings. Is that right?
I'm rated 6, but I should be higher. And I'm pretty sure on the quarter 3 power rankings, I'm going to be way higher.
Yeah.
On the quarter 4 power rankings, I'm definitely going to be way higher after that Big House performance.
I haven't really looked too deep into it, but I would guess just from your performances at Michigan tournaments, you're going to be like number 2. I don't
Give
know,
or take,
maybe 2 or 1. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
PsYKod's crazy.
I did really well at Bahamut. I think I lost to Onan and Toast at that one and beat everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then Riptide, I got 25th. I lost to Frostbite Roy, into Chase Palu, and then that was at Riptide. And then at Big House, I lost to Onin and Shattuck. So
Dang.
those are all insanely good losses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Ohio PR for Q3 has not come out yet. Is that
It's
right?
supposed to come out sometime in the next couple. I think I want to say sometime in the next week. I didn't get an exact date. They just said early October, and it is still technically early October. So,
Yeah.
but they're always late with it, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I know that some PRs are Michigan also has not released their PR as well. So okay.
Yeah.
So do you expect to be higher then on this Q3 one?
For sure. Just because I did really well at Riptide, a lot better than some other players who either didn't attend or who did go. So,
Okay.
and I know there are players who were ranked higher than me in Q2 who did worse than me at Riptide. So we'll see. I mean, it's whatever. Ultimately,
Yeah.
I don't think state PR really matters because PR panelists are like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm low key glad that Big Tony, Anthony isn't cool, didn't go to Big House, because like I was kind of expecting him to pop off, and then like the MIPR dropped the next day, and he'll be like 7th or something, and I'm like just ready for the controversy, but then he didn't end up going, so we're saved from that.
You dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Solo Ike too, though. PsYKoD. Solo Ike, right? I mean,
Yeah.
do you? I know we might have some callers that might have some takes about Ike's place in the meta, so we could probably save some of that. But have you always been an Ike main?
I was a Crom main for the first 3 days Ultimate was out. Then I made Roy for like the next 3 days, and then I played Ike since the 7th day.
Okay. Dang.
Something
Okay.
like that. Something like that.
You had the foresight to realize in a day 3 of Ultimate that Crom was going to be a low tier.
No, I like Crom better than Roy.
Okay.
I think Crom is a good character. I just think Roy is broken and obnoxious, and I hate him.
Yeah, he is.
Also, I think it might have been Roy first and then Crom, because I think it was Roy first, and I was like, Roy is too hard, I'll pick Crom, and then I played Crom, and then everyone was whining about how easy and brain dead Ike was, and I had just finished Path of Radiance, and I was a big fan. It was either Path of Radiance or Radiant Dawn that I had just finished. I want to say it was Radiant Dawn. So I was a big Ike fan. I was in love with this character, so I was just like, I'll play Ike, and then I fell in love with the guy.
Okay. Well, that is good to hear. And I guess while we're on your origin story, are you gonna talk about what PsYKoD means at all?
Grayson, why are you doing this to me?
You don't have to if you don't want to. Someone told me. I kind of leaked it before we.
It was
went live.
Esteban, wasn't it?
It actually could have been the kid Odin himself who might have leaked it to me.
Oh no!
I like.
It's so much less cool when you know the origin.
Okay, then I won't leak it then. We'll keep
there's no secrets. So when I was like 13 or 14, I needed to come up with like a gamer tag, right? Because you just need that if you're into gaming and shit. And I was watching a YouTuber at the time, and he said the best way to find a tag is to just spell it as poorly as possible, and that way it's probably going to be available on more games, right? So I made a League of Legends account because I was big into League of Legends back in high school. I'm over it now. I haven't played it in like a year and a half, thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully is the right word.
Really recovering.
I kind of stopped playing League around my freshman year of college. Regardless, so I was a kooky 13-year-old, so I was like psychotic, and then dolphins were my favorite animal at the time, so dolphin. And then when I was around 17, I was like, this is stupid and dumb and weird, so I just chunked it together, you know?
Wait, so did you? So it stands for what again? I need to make sure my volume is turned up on my.
Why are you making me repeat it? Why would you do that to me? Why would you make me repeat it?
Just to let it air out a little bit.
Psychotic dolphin.
It's a beautiful tag. I think there should be no shame in it, to be honest.
I was 13.
It's a wonderful tag.
I think I got lucky because PsYKoD goes so hard. PsYKoD is one of the coolest tags I've ever seen.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
You
Well,
gotta
let's
like your
talk about
tag, right?
let's talk about your
No.
big house friend instead of
Okay.
your gamer tag you made when you were 13.
No,
I'll
PsYKoD
start
goes
with-
hard. PsYKoD goes really hard. I'm really happy with PsYKoD. I think it's one of the
No,
coolest tags ever.
I think PsYKoD's a great tag.
Yeah.
About your big house run, how do you feel about Raven King leaking that opposition information?
Oh my god,
I know
dude!
this is a
Everyone saw the
controversy.
tweet. Everyone saw the tweet, and then everyone got mad at me because they didn't realize I was shit posting.
Yeah, I
No.
saw some people responding to it like
They
this
thought
is
I was
weirdo
like-
behavior.
They thought I was like, he's holding back the meta. He doesn't want to get better. Like, no, I was shit posting. Raven King and I are really good friends. We go way back. I look up to him a ton. He was like the OG best Ike once Leo dropped him. And I still really look up to him, and I still appreciate him a lot and everything he's done for me and for Ike. So basically, when I had to fight Onin, basically the night before, I spent like 2 hours preparing, and I did really well against Onin. I didn't win any games, but they were all like last hit, which is way better than before. And then I fought the plant. I couldn't prepare for plant. How the hell could I? When I had to fight Frostbite Roy, right after Cosmos lost to Frostbite, I ran up to Black Twins. I was like, you are teaching me this matchup right now. So we played it for like 20 minutes, and then I won the set.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, prepping is working. Prepping is really, really working. So I need to find someone who can help me with Corrin. Who the fuck can help me with Corrin? So I was thinking, I was like, all right, Raven King probably knows something. So I run around the venue trying to find Raven King. I find Raven King and some person I don't recognize. And they're like right about to like walk into the back rooms, like behind the curtain. I don't know what's going on with that. So I go up to Raven King. I'm like, please, I need Corrin advice. And then he says something to me. I don't remember what. It was like one sentence. And then he just fucks off into the back rooms and doesn't come back. So I call my friend Infinite, who's an Ike Corrin from Pittsburgh, and he helps me. But so I come home the day on Sunday, on Championship Sunday. I'm at home. I tune into his stream because I see Raven King streaming, just because I want to shoot the shit with him and hear him say nice words to me after I got ninth. So I asked him where he went. Like, what the hell was he doing in the back rooms? And it turns out that unknown person was Shattuck. And Shattuck had asked him for Ike advice before I got to him, so he was giving him Ike advice. I'm not, just to be 1000% clear, I am not mad at Raven King. I don't think it's like a morally bad or good thing to help Shattuck. I just thought it was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I just thought it was extremely fucking funny.
It be your own.
It be your own, truly. I just thought it was insanely funny, and then everyone didn't realize that I'm a massive shit poster, and they thought I was weird and bad at the game. I just think it's funny watching all the Ikes roast Raven King over nothing.
Well, how are you supposed to get better if your opponent doesn't know how to beat you?
I mean, yeah, I know, but also I'm at a major and I want to get top 8. You know, let him get better next week. He can get better next week. It's fine. He can be better next week.
Give him tips after the match, you know? That way he still learns, you know, and you can still get top 8.
That way I can still get top 8. Like, it can wait an hour, I promise.
Do you know what he told Shattuck? Like,
I
specifically?
don't know. I didn't ask. I was too busy laughing my ass off.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, like, he actually applied anything
He
that you
probably
were
did.
able to notice, and then because if that's
he
like
probably
what
applied a lot of the stuff
like,
that Raven King told him, but I don't know what he applied. I just know he kicked my ass.
yeah. Okay.
It's a hard
let's see
matchup to
here.
prep for too, though. To be fair.
Yeah, no one plays Ike. He found the one Ike. He found the one other Ike in the venue who could teach him the matchup.
Or
Yeah,
Corn, for that matter.
Well, Cord too. Yeah, I mean,
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
You need to play
Yeah.
Shattuck to learn Cord. Yeah.
I was gonna say Raven King probably knows a semblance of the matchup just because he's a big Fire Emblem junkie, so he probably knows something.
Okay. Well, we talked about Shattuck. I mean, you had some. I'm like pulling up your red right now. Base mage obviously huge. Let me see.
You
here.
gotta go one step back
Ice.
because
Okay. Icy. Let's start with Icy Mist. Okay. Have you ever played Icy Mist before?
That's really funny. I'm friends with a lot of Pittsburgh. Infinite, the Pittsburgh Ike, he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember where he's ranked, but I know he's pretty high up there. He's like one of my tightest homies from the Smash scene. I love that guy to death. I love Immortal, I love KO, I love Jeepers, and I love Infinite. Infinite and I are homies. So at a lot of Pittsburgh tournaments, and even at Michigan tournaments that we've both been to, we've played a lot of friendlies together. I think even at Pound we played friendlies together. We've played a ton of friendlies together, but we've never had a set before. So we've played a lot. We've just never played in a set before. So that was our first set, but we've played a lot before.
interesting.
Yeah. and that was a 3-1, but that was probably the first big upset because you were the 47th seed going into this, so
40.
projected.
I was 47th seed. She was 18th seed, if I remember correctly.
Yep, you got that. You got that exactly right. So obviously a huge upset, and we'll talk about this probably later as we get into the show. But anytime you have a big bracket like this, and it was a pretty big bracket. 600 plus people. It was a bloodbath in terms of upsets. So and DQs for that matter. So it's going to pave the way for some folks to like have easier brackets than others. But that definitely wasn't the case for you. I mean, you upset Icy Miss first. Then you moved on to Base Mage for the 3-0, who was even seated higher than Icy Mist at that 15th position. Have you ever played a good Puff before? That's a
No.
matchup. How do you even like? How are you thinking, or what were you thinking about that going into it?
Well, for base mage specifically, there were three things I'm thinking. The first thing I'm thinking is basically thinking back to the Lavish base mage set, where I remember seeing some statistic about almost all of Lavish's deaths were just dying to forward throw at like 50 at ledge.
Uh-huh.
And that was at like Summit. I remember seeing that somewhere, so I was like, all right, don't get forward thrown at ledge because that'll be a problem. The second thing I was thinking was it's Ike Jigglypuff. That's like a borderline +3 matchup for Ike.
Okay.
It's really, really good for Ike. And the third thing was, do you know who Worry is?
Mhm.
Yeah, Kentucky Diddy.
Kentucky Diddy Kong. Yeah, he was rooming with me. It was me, him, Doorstop, and Emma. So I was talking to Worry about it the morning of, and he said that he got a money match with Base Mage the day before on the first day, and he gave me like 3 sentences of advice, and I basically just used that and won the set with it.
Dang, PsYKoD like did the Sherlock thing. He took together all these little small points,
Yeah.
and then like made the perfect game plan out of that. That's crazy.
No, yeah, Warrior told me 3 sentences, and there was like one tweet I saw like 6 months ago or some shit.
Yeah, and you solved the mystery from there. That's crazy.
All you need.
Well,
Plus, it's like an insane. It's like a top 3 matchup for Ike too, so that helps.
Yeah,
that kind of makes sense with how I mean, I imagine a lot of it's just kind of walling her out in the air because it's pretty much how she approaches. Or
Raven King. I did ban the flat stages. I don't know how much that helped or not, but I think it helped a lot. Yeah, because I got platform kills on pretty much every game. Yeah, so I think it helped. Raven King's in Twitch chat right now. If you guys can't see it, yeah,
with the clutch advice as well.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, after beating Base Mage, your second huge upset. I don't know what the SPR is on that, but or whatever the upset.
I want to say
factor
3.
is.
I want to say it was 3.
3 sounds about right. If they're projected to get 17th.
He was projected to get 13th because he was the 15th seed.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's
and I was
big.
projected to get 33rd, so yeah, that would be 3, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so 2 big upsets, and then you unfortunately ran into Odin, who kind of, I mean, I was watching that set, and you were playing great in that set.
Yeah.
And I know that's the third time you've played. I don't think
Yes.
I've been able to really see the other sets. Was this one better or worse?
Every set that I play against Onan, I do way better than the last. I think I'm one of the best players against Steve, probably in the world, but that's one of the best players against Steve relative to my skill level. I think Onan's a top 10 player in the world. I think he's an insanely good player. I don't feel like I lost because it was Steve. I lost because Onan's better than me. And that's how I felt every time I've played him. I feel like I'm very confident against Steve for the most part, but Onan he has Steve bullshit for sure, but he also just has being an insanely good player on top of that. And Diamond back air.
Yes, Diamond back air. That does help a lot.
And Diamond back air. He has that too. He has Diamond back air.
Okay, so lost to Onan.
Every game was like last hit, I think, against Onan.
It was.
But every game was last hit. So like that's way better than the second set. And the first set, I like barely did anything. I was so nervous because I knew who Onan was, but I hadn't had a chance to play against a player of that caliber before. So I was just super nervous going into the first set. The second set, I was just doing my best. And it was like fine. But this set, I watched a couple anti-Steve videos, and I had a lot of the really good Ikes from the Ike Discord analyze sets and have them give me advice too, and it all really helped a lot.
Okay.
A group effort.
Yeah, for sure.
So well, now you did they stream that? Did that get recorded?
It was
at all?
on one of the recording setups for sure. It wasn't
Okay.
streamed, but it was on a recording setup.
Okay. So you at least have that VOD to move forward. So
Yeah.
well, one of these Michigan regionals, you're just gonna beat them, and for some it's gonna be a surprise, and others it's just gonna be like, well, that's just the trend. That's just the way it was going. With the trend. But so after Onan, you moved on. I guess the rest of your run, the next two sets were kind of uh, beating people that were having the best runs of their entire lives.
The
And
run
you
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
and
That was
just
me.
popping the balloon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
'Cause
want to you guys want to hear something funny? You guys want to hear something funny as fuck?
Yeah.
Hit us.
If Doorstop had lost, if Lucky had lost the set right before my set, I would have fought Doorstop. We
That's
have
right.
20 sets. We were one set away from playing. You have no idea. Doorstop's my boy. I love Steven Schmidt to death. But whenever I was praying for him to lose to anyone, I don't care who I fight, just not Steven Schmidt. I didn't want to lose to two Steves that day, brother.
Oh,
That's
man.
really funny. That is hilarious because I was watching that set against Lucky. Yeah.
You have no idea how hard I popped off when I saw Steve got 3-0.
I'm
Not
looking
because
at-
I have any ill will.
That
I just
poor
didn't want
man.
to fight him. I just didn't want to fight him.
He had somebody preying on his downfall. That's what happened.
I just didn't want to fight him. I wasn't praying for his downfall. I was praying for my success. Big difference.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
We did.
Which actually, now that I'm looking at your run, you had to fight some corny ass characters. I mean, you fought Samus into Puff, into Steve, into Piranha Plant.
Into Roy, yes.
Yeah, which is a terrible matchup for Ike too, by the way.
Roy is Ike's worst matchup far and away. I firmly believe it's a -3 matchup.
Dang.
How in the world? Okay, so like for Piranha Plant, if we're gonna pause on Lucky here, who I think Lucky cemented themselves, if they weren't already the best North American plant, which I think there's definitely like the case for that. I mean, I don't think a plant's really done this good.
It's either Lucky or Brood for best plant, like globally. I
Yeah,
think. I mean,
yeah.
whenever it comes to like those shitty low tiers, I always say the best player is some guy from Japan who I've never heard of because that's probably correct.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true.
Or somebody from cornfield in the middle of nowhere. That's also the other one. Yeah, see.
Is
Has
there
Brood
one in
done
Iowa
anything?
or something?
Well,
Who's to say?
Lucky's from Minnesota, so
Oh well, yeah.
yeah, he like lives in the middle of a lake.
Corn doesn't grow up in Minnesota.
They don't got corn there.
It does. I'm pretty sure they grow corn there.
Bro, let me check.
Anyways,
I'm Googling this right now to fact check.
I
you.
know you guys are-
live fact checking.
listen, guys, I'm not a farmer, okay?
Uh,
I don't know what you expect out of me.
half of the Smash players in this area that I know are actually farmers. Like,
That
Ton of
Yeah,
corn. Good
because
job. You did it.
Your region region is like Iowa and Nebraska. There's
you live in
nothing else.
Kansas.
Yeah, Minnesota
I
has
even
a
have
ton of
Missouri,
corn.
which is worse. It's way worse.
Anyways,
Minnesota is #1 in the U.S. for growing sweet corn and 4th for growing field corn.
Wow.
I know my corn.
That's actually
I
kind
know
of
my
crazy.
corn. What can I
Whoa.
say?
Homeboy knows his corn.
Whoa.
I'm surprised because
Kinda-
everyone like, Ohio is corn, right?
Are you telling me
Minnesota, though.
Nebraska and Iowa are actually just good for nothing then?
They have horses, bro. They have wheat.
Okay, enough about farms. Enough about
Lucky. So I guess how do you even prepare for the plant matchup then? Was it kind
Here's
of the
the
same
fun
thing?
thing. Here's the fun thing. I didn't. I was banking my entire bracket run off beating Onan because I figured Doorstop was going to beat Lucky and I would lose to Doorstop, so I had to do everything in my power to beat Onan. So I didn't prep for plant at all. I prepped for Onan, and then I lost to Onan.
Yeah, that's
and-
true. You also just can't prepare for like that
Yeah, how
far.
am I
in
going
the
to prepare
bracket.
for plant? Yeah.
Is there
So
any
like,
other plant in the building even?
this is the most Midwestern conversation.
I actually don't think there was any other plans.
I don't think there was,
I'm
no.
thinking about
Wow.
it.
Beyond like 2-2 level, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not.
Um,
Yeah.
So essentially what happened with Lucky was that game 1, I would just spend the entire game trying to figure out the gimmicks. And I lost that game because I spent it trying to figure out the gimmicks, and then I just won games 2, 3, and 4.
Okay, I
Nice.
see.
Pretty much, I just took game 1 as a concession. Like, I'm just going to spend this to try and get as much knowledge as I can on everything.
Oh, okay.
Smart. smart. That's the way to do it, right?
That probably yeah. And it's a best of 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Astrobeat, West Michigan plant player, also got 129th. So
Hey,
I
yo!
forgot about that.
Okay.
So I gotta toss it in there. But anyways, we're not talking about Michigan right now.
Oh, we have a hot take in Twitch chat right now.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, get him to put it in the Discord so we can talk
Do
about
you
it.
want to come on and talk about it, Sirza? Join the Discord. We'll bring you on.
PsYKoD could have won Big House 10 if he beat Onin.
We don't have to talk about it unless he comes on. We only give people
well, let
takes.
that sit.
We only give takes airtime if they're willing to defend it. You know.
Yeah, or it's dead. One of the two. Do we have anybody in the call? We have no. Come on, we need to get some callers. There's no one in the waiting room right
no one
now.
in the waiting room right now.
That's because the people in Twitch chat are just putting their takes in the Twitch chat because they don't know how to do it.
Yeah. No, they're afraid. That's what it is.
They're
You guys are
definitely
scared.
afraid.
Ah, gotcha.
Most people they're fine just typing something up behind a
Posting
screen.
it on
If
Twitter.com,
it's a
muting the
tweet or Twitch
conversation.
chat, if it's a tweet or Twitch chat, yeah,
Oh, we
they're
want you,
just firing it off.
We want you. Cereza, we want you, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
For reference, Cereza is the guy who drove me there and back.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's somebody in the callers, but I don't think it's unless his name is different on Discord.
It isn't, no.
Okay.
Well, I guess moving on.
Let's just
then,
keep
let me
talking
see
for
here.
this. We'll bring him on if he shows up eventually.
Yeah.
Frostbite, who you played at Riptide. I'm guessing this is the second time you played Frostbite then?
Correct.
Yeah, and Frostbite was having an
That
absolutely
was the run of his
amazing run
life.
too.
That was the run of his
Yeah.
life.
We
I
will
don't
talk
feel bad. I would feel bad if he didn't play Roy, but he plays Roy, so I don't feel bad.
Holy
That's
cow.
the spirit. That's the spirit. That's what I like to see.
We will definitely talk about Frostbite a little bit more.
In the
Once
bonus
we talk
section.
once we talk about other regions and whatnot. But this guy just came off of beating Enhanced PV and Cosmos.
He beat Cosmos. Dude, it was me, Non, and Andrew T. And for reference sake, Cosmos is technically Neo. He lives in Neo and he's come to some Neo stuff, and him and Non are super tight. And Andrew and him are like sort of tight. So all three of us were watching the Cosmos Frostbite set.
For reference, Neo means Northeast Ohio.
Right, people don't know that.
Yeah, just in case people don't know. But go on.
So me, Non, and Andrew were watching the Cosmos Frostbite set. And Cosmos took the first 2 games, and I thought, thank God this is a wash. I would rather fight Cosmos than Roy. That's what I was saying and thinking and believing with my whole heart. And then Frostbite got the reverse 3-0. And at that point, I was like in despair. I was like, my bracket run is over. I cannot beat Roy. Black Twins, help. What do I do?
Were you watching that Frostbite set?
Yeah, I was watching Frostbite Cosmos. Yeah.
Yeah, that set was crazy.
The hilarious thing about it is that after Frostbite goes down 0-2, he literally leans over to a TO or something and says, "Where is this set going to be uploaded?" Because he's like, "I want to learn." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he just reverse 3-0s him.
Because there was even at the point where I was watching the Cosmos Kameme set where the loser fought Frostbite because I was praying Cosmos beats Kameme, then Kameme beats Roy because I'd have a better chance against Kameme Sora than Frostbite Roy. Literally, that's how bad the Roy matchup is.
Holy smokes! So I guess you played him at Frostbite, and I know yeah.
I got bodied because I didn't know what to do. I just
What
lost.
did you do differently? What was the silver bullet this time
Essentially, the silver bullet was Black Twins. The silver bullet was after the set. I lost the set. I ran around the venue looking for Black Twins. I forced him to play Roy Ike with me, and then he told me what to do.
You know, I'm very impressed at how quickly, based on your stories, you're able to adapt this knowledge into your gameplay. Sometimes it takes some players lots of time to grind out some of this stuff, even if it's very obvious to them. But you're telling us
my short-term memory is impeccable.
Yeah,
whenever I have to take a vocab test in my Japanese class, I study for 15 minutes beforehand. I ace the test and I forget it all 2 hours later. It's great. My short-term memory is godlike.
But yeah, you're telling us I read one tweet and I am ready to win. That's it.
You're like the perfect student of the American education system. Absolutely solid. You're built for
the average, baby.
Okay. And then Yeah, you 3-1'd him too, and then you moved on to Shattuck, who we talked
Yeah.
about previously.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
I think
that
that's the run. That's the run. We do have somebody in the Discord with a take that made everyone mad just in text. Over the weekend. So
Oh, no.
we'll see how
Oh,
this
no.
goes. We're gonna bring him on.
Oh no.
oh, I like this.
It
I like
sounds really
this take.
good.
All
Yeah.
right, Chunky Charger, you're on the air. Can you speak?
Yeah.
All right, let me turn you up a little bit. Okay, go ahead. Talk again.
Hi.
All right, one
Is
more
that good?
time.
Hello.
Okay, that's probably good.
But good.
All right, tell us your take.
Well, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I think the Midwest is the weakest region by like a significant margin. I think the East Coast strongest, West Coast, then the Midwest. If I was ranking the regions, but the
How
Midwest I would say is way worse or weaker. Let me say that respectfully than the West Coast.
how are you defining? Just so like we're clear, how are you dividing your regions here? Like, do you consider Florida an East Coast state, even though because
Well,
they're
yeah,
on the East Coast, or
yeah. I was going to say I know a lot of people debate about Florida. See, I want to just call them East Coast, but I'm just going to omit Florida from the discussion. That's typically what I do. So I would include Georgia, but not Florida, and just all the other Southeast United States.
Georgia's Midwest. What are you talking about?
What?
Oh,
Isn't it?
I mean,
I don't know my geography. Is Georgia Midwest?
Oh
No.
no? I
no,
thought I
no.
thought you were maybe,
Alright,
dude. No, no,
alright.
no, no,
Let
no,
me
no,
let me
no,
go
no, no.
back on this
No,
education
Georgia's
system
Southeast.
thing again.
No, it's the American education system. We don't know geography. Let me look up where
no.
Georgia is. Let me look up where Georgia
Yeah,
is.
I learned mine specifically just for Smash.
Well, I mean,
That's it.
Me
there's
Oh
too.
my
Me
goodness.
too.
Yeah, no, that is not the Midwest. I
there's still
apologize.
more
That is not. I
regions.
thought it was way closer to Ohio than it was.
there,
If Georgia was Midwest, that would just be crazy. Then the Midwest would be like obvious, like that would be nuts.
What?
No, if Georgia was Midwest, the Midwest would be the strongest region, far and
but
away.
I
there's
take
Yeah, for sure.
I
Actually,
take
probably.
I take offense to trying to say that everybody agrees East Coast is like the best Smash plays. Everybody in the East Coast is solid. West Coast, maybe in like Smash 4, man, but I don't know about that one. I don't
Yeah,
know. West
yeah.
Well,
Coast
West
kind of
I
Coast is
kind
a
greedy
of
bit
these
of a sus
days.
take. I'm not gonna
okay,
lie.
okay. Let me explain. All right.
All right,
First of all,
you
when
got
I
the
first
floor.
made this take, I didn't know Ohio was Midwest. All right. See, my geography was a little off, but all right, I I can still argue to take even with Ohio being in there. I just feel like the West Coast just has some strength. I don't know. The Midwest I just feel like is pretty inconsistent. I feel like they have some incredible top level like Onan, like Jesus. I don't even need to talk about that.
Wait, we have
But
Onan. What do you
some of
mean
the
we're worse than the West Coast? What are you on?
listen. The top level of the Midwest is crazy, but I just feel like they kind of are bottlenecked. Like the top is crazy, but the middle, I don't know. I feel like there's a huge drop off. But I feel like the West Coast and the East Coast have way better depth. That's mainly my point.
I mean, just
That
Michigan players had a +30 SPR at Big House for
Well,
top
yeah, I was gonna
128.
say I also made this take before Big House, but
Well,
but
I
I
mean,
have
That's
some
true.
some helpful evidence from there. No,
hey,
no, no,
I
no, no,
think
no.
back in
specifically,
I'm defending my take. I'm defending my take. I do
I
have
was
evidence from Big
backing
House
you
too.
up on this one. I think
I think
he's got some like a good. I think he has some really good points when it comes to like depth, right? Depth is a huge problem, and I think it comes down to specifically the Midwest. We are in a way worse situation for like grinding and for the amount of people here, right?
yeah, I think he's right about the whole
Yeah.
bottleneck thing because I know that there's players like Onan, like myself, like
Zenodo.
Doorstop, Non on a good day, who are like insane top level PGR
Do you know
upset level
anybody
players, right?
outside of Ohio and Onan?
Me,
That's
I'll say,
Eddie.
uh,
I mean,
North of
uh,
Michigan, but I don't want to include them up there.
oh my gosh,
And PGH, but does PGH count? Does Pittsburgh count as Midwest?
no,
No?
I
that's
mean,
No.
Orion Wright counts. Okay, no, listen here.
no.
If we're gonna count fucking Georgia is East Coast with like they're
What?
like
They
mid
don't.
Atlantic.
They're not East Coast.
But
so,
that's what the caller's take was like. Oh yeah, if it touches the Atlantic Sea, it's East Coast. You know, like if we're gonna
I
be a
mean, I
little bit
would consider
liberal with our
Georgia.
definitions here, then where the fuck does Texas fit in for one? You know, are we counting
Texas.
Like,
Okay.
Wait, give it to the caller. Give it to the caller.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, you're right. Texas is actually a problem. So I was thinking about that too, because I don't really consider them any of the three regions. Now I think about it, like definitely not West Coast. But like when I say East Coast, I don't really think of Texas either. But do y'all like? I was gonna ask y'all, do y'all consider Texas Midwest?
Brother, Midwest isn't
No.
everything between East Coast and West Coast. I have
Bro,
terrible
Yeah.
news.
What are you talking about?
We're really getting
I
hit
mean-
with a flyover states take right
Where,
now.
who
We're
are
on the
you?
Midwest.
Where are you from?
Bro,
Where are you from? Where is this caller from?
Bro, just trust me, all right? I just
Answer
feel
the
like
question. Where are you from? Where are you from?
South Carolina.
Oh my God! I'm
Get
being
outta here.
preached to by someone from South Carolina. What is this? What is
Bro, you
this?
have
Alright,
you have toast. You have toast, and that's it, brother.
There's two of you. You guys
No,
can't even
no,
decide which
Toast is-
Carolina's right.
Toast is the
Toast
other
is-
Carolina.
You
Toast is
you
North
wouldn't
Carolina.
even believe. Okay, his original take though was that it was even more egregious. It was that South Carolina would wipe Michigan in a 10v10.
Well, that's my second.
That's
Sorry,
the worst
what?
take I've ever heard. That's the worst take I've ever heard.
Now, as for my second take, which I was gonna say, like, how do we not even get to my second take? So first, the East
I
Coast
got
one,
you.
you're like, yeah, that was argued. Now for the second take, this is kind of what I was talking about with the depth. I just feel like at the top, after the top, falls off pretty hard. Now, I was also gonna say for SC, our top player is Peanut, who got second at Riptide. That's
Yeah.
number one in SC.
That was his
So we
best
do have a
performance.
decent. Yeah. Obviously, I
Peanut.
mean, Michigan has Onan, so like, like
Huh.
that's not gonna help too much. That's not gonna help too much.
I guess my question to you then is like, do you know the Midwest like top 10?
The top 10 in the entire Midwest.
Yeah.
I know a lot of players from the Midwest,
Right.
like in general, but I don't know like. I guess you could say power scaling wise. Like I don't know, other than I guess Onan being the best. I don't really know how you would rank the other Midwestern
Like
players.
roughly.
Yeah. Do you have like,
You know what I mean?
because you're talking to us about like the depth of the Midwest
Mhm.
skill level, right? So I'm
Yeah.
assuming that you have like kind of an idea.
Like name
Yeah.
five good. Who are like the roughly
Alright.
like
Do you know, like,
five
number-
good business players?
No. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. This guy's
Well,
been on for
no.
like he's been on for like 9 minutes already. And we got two more callers actually. I want to
Oh,
get
do
through
we?
before
Okay.
PsYKoD
Wait,
leaves.
wait,
so-
give
I
a closing
do know.
statement.
All right. My closing statements is all right. I do have Midwest knowledge. The Midwest isn't bad. All right. The whole
Alright.
U.S. is good, but
Facts.
it was mainly about the depth of the Midwest. I still just feel like it's weaker compared to other regions. That's the main point I was trying to make. But I don't know. Maybe I don't know the top 10 in the Midwest. I
Where's
do
it at?
think I do. Though.
I will fly your top 5 out to a Midwest event, and we'll do a thing.
Whoa!
We'll
Listen,
get
I'm in
'em
the top
out.
5. I'm in the top 5. I was actually ranked number 1 a few seasons ago of SC. So
Dang.
I'm down to
Alright.
Bro, I'm the
travel.
best kid in my
Alright.
neighborhood.
All
I'm the
right.
best in my neighborhood.
All right. We'll get
Yeah,
you
the
guys
best
out.
one.
We'll get you guys out for a Midwest event. How's that? South Carolina invasion?
Whoa! I don't know about the rest of the top 5, or the other people might be scared other than Pete, but
Yeah, they have a
hey,
good
reach
reason
out
to be
there
scared.
anyway.
Hey,
Okay.
I love Peep Nut. We'll bring Peep Nut out.
All right. We're gonna wrap it up here. All right.
All right,
Chunky
all right,
That's
all right.
what's
Charger.
up, man.
Chunky
See y'all.
Charger. Thank you for calling in. You have
Sure
good
was
night.
a take. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think you're right about the bottleneck thing. The rest of it's kind of weird, champ. Not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
like, I don't disagree with him when it comes to bottlenecking, but I also think it's a lot of need to understand why that happens, right?
And that's really
Like-
hard to understand. That kind of stuff is insanely difficult to understand because it comes down to things like politics and geography and even just like people's living situations and stuff.
Yep.
It's so hard to know
Oh,
that
yeah.
in every region because I don't know most regions, and most regions have so much depth and complexity to every player's situations. You can't know it all, you know?
Who's the next caller
Yeah.
though, KJs?
Cereza.
Alright,
Cereza
peace.
is the next
All
caller.
right. You have a good night, Chunky.
Yeah, take care, man.
Okay, the next caller warned me that he's at an airport right now, so his mic not be great. Mic might not be great. We'll see how it goes.
Or to fight, he's got to make sure his words are known, though.
All right.
Wait, no. Cereza was in there first. Cereza was in the waiting room first.
Was he in the waiting room first? Okay,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
he was.
Jared, you're waiting still. Cereza, we're bringing you on. All right, Cereza, can you hear us? Are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound beautiful. Go
Oh,
ahead
wonderful.
with your take.
Wonderful. Okay. So, I think Hold on one second. Let me actually make it so that I don't hear an echo because I wanted to see your beautiful faces.
But you're watching the
Thank
show.
you.
A classic.
Yes, yes. Okay, so hello everyone. Hello PsYKoD. Hi Chase. Chase, you might remember me. We bet on Fritos at Frosty Faustings. It's so
Yes, I
nice to see
do.
you again.
Yes, I did. It's nice to see you. My pocketbook hurts.
Look, I've only made 2 bets on Smashy Bros, and they were people against my friends, and I've won both times. So,
Nice.
my
Oh, I
friends
love
screwed.
friendship. I love
Screw that.
friendship.
Okay, so about I think it's a cold hot take, but no. So I took PsYKoD to the big house, and we were talking about his potential run, and I really thought that he could do Icy Mist. He was a bit nervous about it, but I said to him, I said, look, if you could, because he said Icy Mist is really great on biplats, and I said if you could win on PS2, you could win anywhere, and he ended up winning on Callus, which he did lose the one game to there, and once I saw that, I was like, this kid, he's got it. He's got it this weekend. He could really do it. And so
Game
I
4
go
was
to my
Kalos versus
hotel
Icy
room.
Mist.
Oh, what was that?
Game 4 was Kalos versus Icy Mist versus Samus because I forgot to ban it, and I still won somehow.
Right. So I go home to my hotel room the night before day 3, and I'm talking to Momza. If you guys know who Momza is, she's the head of DSE, a wonderful figure. Anyways, and so I'm like, Momza, I'm a little worried. I think PsYKoD could actually win this whole event, dead ass. If he beats Onan, I was like, I think he could actually win the whole bracket. He could. And I thought, well, Ike Steve isn't that bad of a matchup. I thought he could do it. And I didn't this was before I knew that they were friends and they'd played before. So I was hopeful. And then we're sitting in the car and I told him that. And at first PsYKoD, this is on the car ride home. He's like, oh, what do you mean I could have won the whole event? I'm not there yet. And I was like, no, you could have. And then we looked at how bracket played out and he's like, wait, if I did beat Onan, I would have had to fight Mutace. And
No,
PsYKoD loves himself Ike Peach.
If I beat Onan, I fought Kameme, and I think I would have
I
won
forgot.
versus
Yeah.
Sora.
Yeah.
Just because it's like Sora. I don't know the matchup super well, but if I got someone to help me, I think I could have done it. Not that I would have done it, not that it was in my favorite, but I could have done it, right?
Confidence is half the battle. I think that if you tell me you can win a matchup, I'll believe you.
Then after that, if I beat Kameme, it would be Mutace. And Ike Peach is super free for Ike. It is insanely free for Ike.
Right.
After that, it would have been Riddles. And Ike +2 is Kazuya.
Look, I'm just saying the path is there. And
The path was that if I beat Onan,
+2?
Ike had a shot.
I thought +2 Kazuya?
IMO Ike +2 is Kazuya. It might be
Confidence
+1.
is half the battle.
Hey, listen, Booker.
It might be
you're
+1,
questioning
but
the
I think it's
best
+2.
Ike in America right now. All right.
I know.
He
It's
knows
true.
more
It's
than
true.
you.
No. He does. No, I'm listening to him. I'm taking notes. Don't worry. I'm writing all this down.
yes. So I mean, I'm a big believer that every set is an opportunity and anyone can do anything. That the past is not the prologue for the future. And look, I mean, upsets happen. I mean, the show talks about them a lot, I'm sure. And so I really did believe it, and I still do. And I will say this though, when I was talking to Momza the night before day 3, I did say if he does lose to Onan, his run might just be dead ass over because
I would have lost to Doorstop. I would have lost to Doorstop.
Right.
But then Doorstop got upset by the fucking plant.
But I still think even if he did beat Shattuck, I think
I would have lost to Tweak.
Tweak's
I would've lost to
Diddy
Tweak,
would have
yeah.
been really tough to beat. And
Yeah, if I made it through winner's side, I would have had a much easier bracket than through loser's side, honestly.
Yeah, and then he would have to, if he somehow beat Tweak, which I think that would have been really tough, it would have had to have been Light and Fox. And
Fox
PsYKoD has history with Fass and Fox.
Yeah, I have history with us, but Fox +2's Ike, and Light is a top 5 player in the world. There's no universe. But I do think, one thing I think if it was Onan from 2 months ago versus me from this weekend, I would have won.
Ooh.
But unfortunately, everybody grows.
Yes, correct. And I'm very proud of Onan. He's doing very well for himself, and I just want to keep seeing him get better. He's a very good friend of mine.
Yeah. So that is my hot take. I think it's cold because it's not even just being some idealistic optimist. I think they're there to it. What do you guys
If you
think?
look at, I think if you look at every single, assume under the assumption I beat Onan, if you look at every single set individualistically, like you look at PsYKoD Kameme, if you look at PsYKoD Mutes, you look at PsYKoD Riddles, I could win each of them individually. Doing them consecutively is a tall order, because I don't think any of them are necessarily in my favor. I think the closest in my favor is the Mute set. Kameme is not in my favor. Riddles is not in my favor, because they're both top 10 players in the world. IMO. Maybe. I don't really keep track of most people's results. But I think it's safe to say they're roughly top 10, both of them. So it's possible, but all of them consecutively would have been insane. But each of them individually could have been done, I think. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any other extra opinion. I think
Yeah.
the players above you would all be pretty tough, but like you're saying that they're winnable matchups.
I think it's solely because of
the
the matchup. I think it was a very lucky matchup spread for Ike. I think
yeah.
It wouldn't have been in my favor. I think it would have been like 60-40, 70-30 against me each time.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been doable. It wouldn't have been like light, which would be like 595 or some shit, you know?
yeah. Pray, like winning on a hope and a prayer, basically.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else to say on the way out? Thurza, is that how you say your tag?
Cereza. Yeah. So I actually, part of my weekend was a little bit mired by bad sleep the first 2 nights, unfortunately. And so part of it was I was freaking out to Monza at like 2 a.m. or so before I went to bed. It was like, shit, if PsYKoD wins this whole bet, I'm worried we can't actually do the drive home unless I sleep really well tonight because we would have been there for so much later than we actually were. So as sad as it was to see him lose to Shattuck, I was like, well, we're making it home okay. So it was a wonderful weekend, though.
I was going into the event thinking, all right, I'm gonna try my best to get top 48, and then I got 9th.
Well, you did well.
So I'm not sad. I'm not sad about that.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
nice talking to you, Chase.
Pleasure talking to you as well, man. Take care.
Yes.
All right, bringing in the next caller. Jared Watt. I don't know how to say your name necessarily, but is that? Can you hear us?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound fine. You were worried about your mic.
Okay.
But you sound good.
God.
You sound like you're at an airport.
He doesn't.
I am at an airport.
He doesn't sound like he's in an airport. He sounds like he's in his room. He sounds like he's in his MF room right now. I think he's lying to us.
No, I'm actually in an isolated room. No one can hear me.
Nice. All right.
Absolutely zero people can hear me.
What is your take today?
Okay, I think that the problem with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a whole, and potentially fighting games, but I think the
This
problem
is going to be the
as a
worst take
whole-
I've ever heard. I already know it.
No, I don't think any singular character, like I don't think Steve's the problem. I don't think Kazuya, and this is someone who lost to a Kazuya in bracket, like for top 8, like last week at one of my locals, and I was so angry because I died at 40, and I was like, that felt unfair, but also I made the mistake. So that's on me. I don't think any singular character, I think, is the problem. I think it's a community that refuses to grow fast enough or help each other to grow in a linear fashion so that we can actually become better at the game.
This is one of the best takes I've ever fucking heard.
Why?
I thought you were gonna go in.
The 180.
I thought you were gonna say something. It's not the issue of the individual character. It's overall power creep or some bullshit like that. But no, you said something actually intelligent. Good job. I'm proud of you.
I had to think about it. But, like, my friends told me, they're like, "Oh, you got to try and call in," and I was like, I mean, I have no good takes, and so I just.
If you said anything about Fighters Pass 2, I was gonna roast the shit out of you. I just want you to know that.
No, personally, I hate Fighters Pass 2. Honestly, I do hate it. I don't like it as a thing. I mean, I don't feel I'm not happy that someone paid what $4.99 or however much it was just to Electric Thunder God. I don't care, whatever it is, just to kill me at 40 because I air dodged one time.
No, yeah, I think with the exception of shit like Brawl Meta Knight or Smash 4 Bayo,
Yes.
where it's like, or like fucking Ivan Ooze or some shit like that, I think people who play fighting games are big babies when it comes to learning matchups against DLC characters because they have this giant stigma against what they envision DLC to be, or even top tiers as a whole, but specifically DLC. They have such a big baby mode brain whenever it comes to anything related to DLC. Like
They feel like it's pay to win.
Yeah, when it's like, fucker, all of competitive Smash was gonna buy the Fighters Pass 1 and Fighters Pass 2 when it was announced as a collection pack because we need to know the matchups and we're gonna play the new characters. That's how it works.
Here's my thought process. You have access to the same character and you have friends who are probably pretty good, you can learn. But no, I think everyone has a mentality, oh, I think I can do it by myself.
Because everyone says, oh, it's DLC because that way they make the most money. The competitive scene, if you include every single viewer of the biggest Smash events and every single player of the biggest Smash events, it'd probably be 1% of the total Smash community base.
Exactly.
And the rest of the 99%, they don't care about how strong a character is. They care about how recognizable it is. They care about how cool the character is. They want to see Sora. They want to see Kazuya Mishima. They want to see Pyra and Mithra because those are cool characters from cool games that they really like.
Because at the end of the day, we are still playing a children's party game. Like, that is exactly what we're playing. I mean, it's about recognizability and the fact that
that's the reason why everyone hated Newman on launch. That's the reason why everyone was flipping their shit over Steve on launch. It's not because of their meta or their balance. It's because who the fuck cares about ARMS and it's fucking Steve from Minecraft, you know?
Yeah. Everyone was more angry that, oh, it's a dumb character, or they're angry that there's 5,000 Fire Emblem representatives because they want character diversity. They want to see their character get in. They want to see Waluigi make it in instead of Byleth. Which it makes, and it kind of, I think it breeds a little bit of a less friendly atmosphere for someone who wants to move from casual to competitive, because then they feel, oh, well, there's 50,000 Steves. How am I going to get past all of them?
Oh yeah, that Waluigi sentence just gave me a fantastic take. This gave me a wonderful take of my own.
Can I hear it, please?
I think that the majority of the Smash player base are fake gamers who don't know anything about video games. And I think they're playing Smash Brothers for reasons that don't make any sense to me personally.
What's the reason you think?
What do you play the game for?
I play the game because it has Sonic the Hedgehog in it, because it has Link from Breath of the Wild in it, because it has all these characters who have helped me grow and changed my life, and characters from games who I think are pieces of artwork. But
of course, that's a fair reason, though.
I think the majority of people play this game because either memes or haha funnies, or because they think that Rivals has too small of a scene or something like that, right?
I mean, yeah.
I think in terms of pure gameplay, Rivals trump Smash. But I don't play Smash purely for the gameplay. I play it because it's Smash. That's why I play it.
I mean, I play it because I met some of my best friends. I mean, I got my friend David, Neo, Alan, Zach, Gassy. Those guys are my best friends. The people who
are like, I want Minecraft Steve. I want to play Wii Sports Switch Resorts. I want them to see Waluigi in, because they don't know anything beyond like the basic bitch iceberg, top of the iceberg level of video games. And it's like, why are you playing this game if you don't give a shit about any of the characters in this game? Why would you play this game if you don't know anything about any of the franchises? This is probably just a me thing. I don't understand why you would play Smash, the celebration of gaming, if you don't care about gaming beyond a surface level. It doesn't make sense.
I was hyped when Sora got in, because I mean, I played.
I fucking popped the fuck off. I skipped class for Sora. I got like a C in that class because of Sora.
I did too. I had calc and I was like, I don't even care. No, because I was on the phone with my brother, because that's what we do. I mean, we love video games, and I feel like if you're not going to appreciate the games they come from, you can still play Smash Bros. I'm not going to gatekeep the video game, but I feel like
I'm not going to gatekeep it. I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, didn't you just call them not real gamers?
Yes.
That sounds like gatekeeping. Like, if you got some casual players that are watching this and being like, "Oh man, I really think that the competitive seems toxic to casual players because they call us not real gamers." Like,
I think real gamers is a different thing, because they're into like COD, they're into like Overwatch and Valorant and shit like that, right? I think that's what like a lot of the top level Smash players, like League of Legends, and like that's fine. You're
calm
into
down, calm down. I'm Diamond 2 and I'm Diamond 2 and Val.
No. But my point being is, I think they come more for the average top level Smash player comes more for the competition aspect than for the Smash Brothers aspect. And at that point, I think you should just play Rivals.
But wait, I have a question. I have a counter question. So what changes then if you have one character that you like? Not all of them. Maybe you hate Sonic, you hate Mega Man. I doubt there are people there. I mean, there's probably someone. You hate all other characters, but you absolutely freaking love Donkey Kong. and
Go
you
for
only play
Go
Smash,
for it.
right?
That's a Chad mentality, brother. I mean, that's fine because that shows that there's heart and soul and passion into it. It's not just there because you want to wave dash. You're there for the heart and soul and love that the team put into the game. I
Okay,
think
but
that's what really matters.
I also know people who play the game out of spite. They hate the game, and they hate most of the characters in the game,
Yeah,
and
then
they
what the fuck
only
you
want to play it to make the meta die faster.
Just play Rivals. Literally just play Rivals. What the fuck are you doing? Just play Rivals.
My friend shows up to Smash Bros. Tournaments just to play other video games.
Literally just play Rivals. What are you doing?
Oh, but come on, there's a community aspect of it that's kind of unlike any other competitive scene.
Yeah, but
right?
if the whole point, if your entire community interaction just being a whiny baby whenever something happens, then like, what are you doing? And then just hang out with the other whiny babies, and you can all whine together in your little echo chamber Twitter circles. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, well, I won't disagree with that.
I will say that I'm not necessarily against people that only play the game for like the meta aspects of like a competitive Smash Bros game. But I am one of those people that's like I only play characters from like games that I like, except Captain Falcon, because Captain Falcon in my eyes is a Smash Brothers character. Like that's
That's
his
fair.
own-
That's fair though.
I can't play characters. Like, literally, when Sephiroth got announced, I played Final Fantasy VII start to finish because I was so excited for Sephiroth, and now I love Cloud Strife. And now I have him. I'm like trying to pick. Well, I was trying to pick him up as a secondary before Big House. Now I
To
don't
be
really
fair,
feel like I
yeah.
need him.
It is like $7.99 on the eShop, so that's a good buy.
All right.
Wait, I have a question. Then.
Okay. You've been on for a while, but go ahead and get
One
your
last question.
in
One
there.
last question.
Okay, last question. If you play it and all that stuff, and you think Captain Falcon's a Smash character or a Smash Bros character, would you consider Roy a Smash Bros character because he
Oh, I don't wanna talk
originated
about
in
Roy.
Smash Bros?
I don't want to talk about
He
Roy.
technically
I don't wanna
originated in Melee.
Well, all right. Do I have to go on the Roy rant? I feel like I have to go on the Roy rant now.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do the
Don't do
Roy
Roy
rant.
rant?
Save it for another day. I'll be
No,
back.
okay,
I'll be back
okay.
like next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're almost yeah.
I'm sorry for taking
We're
all you
hitting
guys' time.
time here.
Yeah.
Okay.
PsYKoD, how do you like? It's 8 o'clock right now. Do you want to dip right now? We got one more caller that wanted to talk about a meta thing.
I can stick around for 5-10 more minutes.
All right. Jared, what you got? Anything you want to say on the way out here?
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to my friends from Purdue, Neo, Gatsby, David, Alan, Cowboy. You guys are the best. They all put me onto this. I'll try and be on more regularly. Thank you guys for letting me talk.
Nice. Shout outs
Good
to
one.
the people that watch the show. I appreciate it.
Hey, I love
Of
the
course.
Purdue boys. That was a great crew.
All right.
All right,
You have a good night.
You guys too. Bye.
All right. One more caller. While PsYKoD's still here. All right.
Oh, hey,
Livy. You are on the air. Can you hear us? Livy.
I'm sorry.
Hello?
Hello?
All right, we can hear you.
Okay. Just making sure.
All right, what is your take tonight?
Context, Livy is one of the deep lore people in Northeast Ohio. She does a lot of the stuff for PR and stuff like that, just for context.
Okay.
All right. Shall I just go ahead with my take?
Go for it.
My take is that I don't think the Midwest has a top one representative of any character, other than maybe one being Youngling.
Ooh, this is
Are we counting Toast Young Link?
I believe
Hold-
Skittles is also Midwest.
Where are you
I could
from?
see-
Where?
She's from Northeast
Where
Ohio.
where
She's-
are you from? I know where she's from. I'm talking about you. Toast? I like Toast. There's Skittles right there. He's right there. What is this?
I don't know who's better between the two of them. I don't know. I genuinely
Obviously Skittles.
I don't know. I don't
I
keep track of
think that's
anyone's
obvious.
results. I don't keep
Oh
track
my
of anyone's
God.
results.
I don't think that's obvious, but we could put that aside. Let
Okay.
me know.
It's
Let me know.
getting
Let me
more
know.
and more
Let me know when
upset.
Skittles beats or anyone from Heartland beats Tweak. You know, I'll be there to cheer them on. But
Did he win that tournament?
What?
Did Toast win that
Toast?
tournament?
Toast? Yeah, Toast
You-
won CEO 2021. Beat Tweak.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Okay.
this might be weird. This might be a very weird take. I think we have the best solo Ken. Specifically the best solo Ken. In
Better than Sakura?
Who?
Cytonics.
Oh,
And that might just be because I don't know the other Kens. There's a
Yeah,
very good
Ken
possibility.
is-
that I
Vendetta.
just
I
don't know
not
the other
on
Kens.
the-
The other.
Because yeah, but relative to the other Kens, I think he might be the best Ken. Maybe. I don't know. Because I think best Ike is between probably Yez or me. Best Zero Suit is probably Mars and not Doorstop. Best Steve is between Onin and Akula.
It's Odin. It's Odin. Just news flash. It's like that meme where it's like, everything's cooler when it's Japanese or whatever. It's like
I think Onin's a top 5 player in the world, and that's just because I love him and he's my son.
yeah.
I see him with very rose-tinted glasses, but I think he's better than Akula personally. That's just me though.
Yeah.
I mean, let me think of other top level reps.
Okay, but
'Cause,
we
like-
have Lavish, the best Crom in the world. That's it. There's no other Crom.
Lancelot.
So
Lancelot. We have Lancelot.
Europe
Lancelot's
is
from
fake.
Europe.
Europe is fake. Doesn't exist.
What do you mean?
I've never been there. Have you?
My mom's
Anyways.
been there.
I'm trying to think of other random we've got Lucky, the best plant. Come on.
We have Cosmos.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Cosmos, the best. ages.
Shuton.
Well,
Cosmos is better than
no.
Shuton. Suck my dick.
I guess if you consider Spargo an Aegis player,
No, Spargo's a cloud. Spargo's
yeah,
a cloud.
yeah, that's
Spargo's
fair.
We're
Wow.
saying didn't the caller say mains? I mean, Shuton like
I did
code.
say
Wait.
names.
We
Well, no, I
literally
said
have the best
representative.
snake. What's the other snake? You think MVP?
Oh yeah,
better?
Apollo Kage, 100%.
Okay.
That's
No, this is
fair,
where
that's fair.
Dio
Is that
comes
fair?
in. Everything's cooler when it's Japanese.
Oh my gosh.
There
Fun
was
fact.
one
on the
other I was
last-
thinking of.
Also, Inkling, Colorado. Like,
Yeah, that's
currently
correct.
it's the best Inkling period.
That is objectively
Shirayuki
correct.
got second at a major like 2 weeks ago.
Me
Who?
one Japanese player.
Who?
Shirayuki,
Which major?
he beat Proto Banham.
Link me the
Oh,
major.
yeah,
Which
he's-
major? How do I spell? I can't spell it. I would look it up myself. I don't know how to spell it.
Shirayuki. It's literally phonetic. I don't know what to tell you.
It's in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you, whoever posted in the chat.
what
Also,
else
Space
is,
doesn't play Inkling anymore. That PG stats video was garbage. Space literally posted on there that he does not play Inkling and he dropped it for Aegis. Got here with that.
That would do it.
Yeah.
There was one I was thinking of. I can't.
what
remember.
other results has Shiryuki gotten besides second at a major? Because I mean, Colorado's been like
He top
Kicking
8s and
ass.
top 16s majors and super
he
majors
can.
pretty
He can.
regularly.
Yeah,
I don't want to
he did
admit.
be Ken. That's all right.
Well,
All right.
Oh yeah, Nan. Nan might be
It's-
in terms of solo jokers. In terms of people who actively play Joker and actively solo main Joker, Nan might be the best Joker.
That's actually.
Solo, that's
oh,
probably
what about
true.
who's the Saudi?
Everyone
Arabian-
dropped Joker. Nan might be the best one now, just because
Emas.
there's no one else.
Does Emas still play Joker?
Zachary
Come
exists
on.
as Joker. Zachary doesn't play the game. Maybe when he comes back, and if he
Wait.
solo mains Joker, then we can talk.
What about okay, so we have two
He-
top level me sword fighters. The only other one is Danklin.
That's
The only
true.
one, yeah, the only other one is Danklin from Australia, and I think both Scrubbed Out and Aaron have better placements than Danklin. Did I get it?
Statistically, the best me sword fighter is
Yes.
Kapitan Sito.
Take that caller.
Who?
What, me sword fighter?
Oh
no, you're
my
thinking
gosh.
of me. No. Cap.
It's
Mr. Lilac
true.
SSB, Mr. Miss them whatever. Are you? Who did he go solo Joker at that?
Lilac?
At
In Twitch chat.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh,
Did he go solo Joker with that? Because if so, I'm willing to concede. I am willing to concede if Zachary went solo Joker.
I think
when
Zachary
he
did go. I think he did go solo Joker. I think
Okay,
that-
then I
it was
concede.
like
Then I concede.
70-30 Joker Rob.
no, the caller
yeah,
could.
I'll concede.
He's got
Scrubbed
some
Out
stats
is
on.
the best me sword fighter. So take that caller. Indisputable.
Bro, this is the
Wait,
bottom of the
quickly
barrel. This is the
disconnect him,
bottom of the
disconnect
barrel.
him.
No.
Oh, I guess yeah, I guess if you're looking at PT, I think what Sephiroth
Yeah,
Ken.
Ned, the Sephiroth.
Ned is the best Sephiroth in the world.
was
He's from
Ken
Chicago.
solo Sephirothing because Ned was
Neither
basically
does
solo
Ned.
Sephiroth. Ned
Is
was
Ken-
solo Sephiroth until recently.
Well, that's
Yeah.
past tense. It doesn't matter.
How past tense is past tense? I mean, we could say PsYKoD's the best Ike in the world. I mean, has any other Ike gotten that good of results at a major or that good of wins?
Yes,
Also,
Yeah.
Yes did really well at SmashCon and at one of the Kaguribis. I know that.
no,
for a fact.
Yez is Midwest, by the way, so we
Yeah,
still
but
got that.
SmashCon was in the past. I mean, it's in the past, right,
I
caller?
thought Yez was from New York.
No, Yes is originally from he was right here in town, baby. He was in SGF. He was #1 in SGF fighting with MD for
Oh,
it,
cool.
and yeah, and then he went off and the military called him.
Thing is, Yez, out of all the Ike mains, Yez is probably the one I've talked to the least. Which is, he's the best one
Dude,
currently,
he's
so I
literally
think
the
that's very funny.
nicest. He's literally the nicest. That guy is like, he doesn't have a bad bone in his body, I swear. All right, you know what? I will concede some of this take to this caller here, who apparently has stats on hand. I wasn't prepared for this one. This guy. I'm taking Younglink though. I'm taking Younglink to
That's
the
fair.
bank.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right. Good. Shake my hand.
I think
All right. Thanks for
Shake my
having me.
hand. Yeah, good to see you.
I think Youngling, Plant, and Steve, we got the best. That's
Brood's still playing. Brood's still playing. I just checked it, and Brood. It's really hard to kind of like dispute Brood's results. To be fair, I just
gotcha.
like.
All right. Well, this was a fun, I think, call to end it on. Oh, she left already.
Okay,
Oh,
you're
okay,
still
goodbye.
Midwest, even if you are the best. Shut up.
Who is
Livy,
that?
if you're still watching, thank you for the call. We appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, PsYKoD, real quick. I don't want to keep you on forever.
Yeah.
You already had one spicy take, but is there any other hot take that you have that you want to air out to the world? We'll give you the mic here if you'd like. Usually I tell people this to prepare for before the show, but I forgot to this time.
God, why didn't you tell me? The best take. All my takes are spicy as hell. Let me just end it on a take that exists solely because I've been up air boost kits a million times, but Zero Suit is top 5.
Okay. I definitely know there's somebody in the chat that will get very mad about that one.
I think it's really hard to rate characters in this game. I think there's like 15, 20 characters that are top 10, right? It's insane how close the upper echelon of character balance is in this game. I think this game is very well balanced. So I think it's really hard to come up with an actual meaningful tier list that's ordered within tiers. I think having tiers that are unordered makes more sense, just because they're so fucking close together. But that being said, I think ZSS is a definitive top tier. I think she has, in terms of overall movement, not just ground movement, but air movement, jump height, everything. ZSS is the best in the game. She has flip jump. She has insane combo tools. She has insane advantage state. She has nair flip kick. She has essentially anything a character would need other than weight, in my opinion. That might just be a bias talking. That might be me losing a doorstop a million times. But that's what I think.
I am just watching Twitch chat right now to see.
We're waiting for Lilac.
Waiting for the wait.
There's this one person in Twitch chat. They like once a week talk about how ZSS is not top 10. So
waiting for the dam to burst open.
Yeah, they're probably writing an essay right now. So
yeah, true. But do you have any last minute shout outs or anything like that you want to say before you dip out?
I would say I have 3 shout outs specifically. The first shout out is to my best friend, Fast Gamer, Fox McCloud from Ohio. I love him so much. He's like a brother to me, and I might not even be in the scene if it weren't for him. He's done so much for me, and I appreciate him more than I have the words to say. The second shout out is to Neo and to the Ohio scene, because Neo is a fantastic scene, very good competition, and some of the best people I've ever met. They're wonderful people. They're very kind. They're very funny and sweet, and I love them all very much. And the third is to Rin, also known as Save Cubo, the sauciest snake in the Midwest. He said he would give me a free graphic if I shouted him out.
Hey, let's go.
Nice.
We chased that bag. We chased that bag here.
All right, PsYKoD, I know you said you wanted to leave around 8, so we're definitely...
Yeah, I'm going to head out about now. Just remember, give Doorstop my condolences when you talk about that upset.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. You were great. If you ever want to come on again, maybe...
I would love to. This is fun. Yeah, this is fantastic. I'm having a great time. Right. Okay, for sure. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, Lunges, can you join the Google Meet? I just need like a icon to balance it out so that way our videos aren't messed.
Oh man, why is there multiples of
Don't worry, it'll fix as soon as Lunges joins.
I'm just moving back and forth. Can I just That's really goofy. Why am I split up like that? My head's in 3 spaces.
There we go.
We got him. Is he here? There he is. That's a perfect picture too. There's the boy. Why are you bald in the other picture?
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
We don't talk about my baldness. I'm gonna go. Hold on. I gotta. I gotta mute 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys.
Okay, I gotta update the names anyway. Booker, stall for time. Say some words or something.
Oh, I'm so good at this. So, big house. Shout outs really quick. I know we talked about it a little bit at the beginning of this. And by the way, we are now in the back half of the podcast. We extending this by an additional hour to make sure that we can talk about statistics and things, because that's why I'm here, baby. So, big house though. Shout outs to Cages putting on a major. Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you,
That's
thank
no
you, thank
small
you.
feat. I know it, and it's like it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to make a major happen, right? But that's awesome to get our boys on that. I have some takes, and we're gonna get into the good, the bad, and the ugly because I know that my co-host did a lot of research on their end this time, right, guys?
No,
Yep,
I got
yep.
home 20 minutes
They're
before
so
this.
ready.
But I was at the event. Maybe I'll remember like 3 people's names this time instead of 0 from last time.
Perfect. Let's not forget about Kentucky again.
Yeah.
By the way,
Oh, hey.
yeah,
By the way, Worry is from Kentucky. I'm gonna give you
yeah,
a free
but
one.
Listen,
I-
Jin wasn't there, and Kentucky is the only Kentucky I know. And Wilds wasn't there either, unfortunately. I wish those guys would have came.
The Prince and the King were both absent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the PG stats video. You know what? I have some words about the PG stats video, and it's that they do a really good job. I appreciate the work that those guys do.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you, Panda. I liked the free
thank you.
pistachios.
I will say, Josh tried to give me pistachios twice. Josh being like the big ops lead for Panda. Because I was talking to him about stuff at the shop, and he's like, "Hey, what's the pistachios?" I'm like, "I'm allergic." He's like, "Oh, my bad, my bad." And then like later on that same day, he walked up to me with a bag of them because he's handing them out to people. He's like, "Hey, Grace, what's the pistachios?" I'm like, "Are hello?" But that aside, I had to get a
I feel
beer
you.
because that South Carolina take was so bad. I needed to get some alcohol in my
Oh
system
wow,
ASAP.
can I get a beer? Wait a second. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
All right. All right. This is the DLC part of the podcast, so we loosen up a little bit. The guest isn't on anymore. We can screw around a little.
That I don't usually drink, but I think I might need to forget everything that was discussed.
I was
for
pretty
that take.
impressed. I think PsYKoD is actually better than all 3 of us at the concept of our own show.
Yes,
Every caller
agree.
that came in, he was just like talking the whole time, and I was like, "Well, I've got nothing to add to this one."
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
no,
great.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that too. Yeah, PsYKoD was a goated host. Which do we have a good take haver? I guess we could touch on that real quick before getting into stuff. Was there a good take haver?
I won't give them. They always balance themselves out. I would say that like this time it was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Sarah's
I
was
think
pretty nice.
I don't like the take where that if you don't like Nintendo products you can't play. I hate Nintendo products. I think these games are insufferable half the time, but I like Smash. Smash
Yeah.
is cool. I'm not gonna waste my time playing like a Xenoblade. Whatever Xenoblade Chronicles, those games are bad. Like I don't know what you want from me. But I could like Smash. I don't understand that take. That was a little bit weird to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Xenoblade
right.
is go to get your wee butt out of here. I don't need this. Booker's canceled party. Yeah, all right, take it on. Speaking of which, this is where the real canceling goes. I want to jump into it. Good, the bad, the ugly. We talk about a good. Can I get a good? Can we
Yeah.
start. We were doing like the states, right?
Yeah. You can
All right.
do
This is
yours.
my notes. By the way, my that one's blank. It's over here. All right, I got my notes. I'm ready for this one.
Okay.
You
Okay.
guys are also ready because let's go right into it. So Iowa. Oh, I was gonna talk about the good ones. All right, it's not
Ooh,
Iowa. That one was a rough one. I'm gonna be real with you. I'll
tough.
go into it. I'll go into a rough one. I stayed rough. Okay, so I had high hopes for PEZ, and to be fair with it, and I will walk this back a little bit, walk by my statements with it. This was his first major, and we know first majors are hit or miss. Sometimes you get like a really good player that's like solid in region. They get to the major level and they just do it right. Everything clicks. They just destroy. Other times they run to a mad matchup, and I think this is one of those situations. Aggie was literally here in chat earlier too, so I was hoping he was still sticking around. But Aggie took out our boy PeasY, and that's like a high-level Belmont. I don't think we've had like a lot of really high-level Belmonts kicking around, especially Heartland. Like last one that was in the Midwest, that was besides like I don't know. Everybody's been in Great Lakes because Kane's over there. It used to be Frosty way back in the day, and
Way
now
back,
Iggy.
yeah.
Yeah, way back. You know, it makes me feel old. He's been to a weekly recently, weirdly enough. I don't know. It's a resurgence, but PET run ended at 65th, so he placed his seed. He did a little bit. He placed his seed on it because he was actually seeded 69, so slightly. No, no, he placed his seed there. And he lost to a Tweak was his other loss. So like, I don't feel bad talking him up. I still want to talk up PEZ. I think he's a really solid player. I think that he's in a character crisis too because he likes Fox, and I don't know about Fox Falco, or Falcon. Better man than me, I guess. But that's all I got about Iowa. He was literally the only Iowa player that showed up. Isn't that weird?
Did he just pull it by himself?
I think he got picked up by the Nebraska guys. I'm sure one Nebraska car didn't show up because DQ took Quaz, Regulating Mofo, and Apollo Kage. My suspicion with Quaz and Regulating Mofo, that might have been some other guys. That might have been a whole car. So yeah, he was the only one. But he's been going to some majors a little bit more now. Oh, I mean, he's been going to stuff more. He just happened to be able to go to his first major.
So how would you rate Iowa then if it's one person's
Ugly.
performance?
I'm gonna give it an ugly. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're in the ugly right now because I talked him up a lot. Did not perform with what I wanted to. But it happens. You know, that's more on me than him.
A, B, C, or D?
A, B, C, or D? I mean, a C's average. You place his seed. That's not bad. Placing your seed in a major is a rough thing to do sometimes.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think his bracket was a bit easier because so there was a DQ, but you know, yeah, you get what you get what's handed to you. I'll give him a C. I will get the C from me.
All right. I don't necessarily know if I'm prepared to go over whole regions.
I can do that too. I've got something written up.
Oh,
Do it.
go ahead.
Yeah.
You gotta prep it, KJs, though. We'll stall for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah. So okay, Wisconsin had a carpool. Actually, they had more than one at least, or at least more than one flew in. I know Pow Pow and a group of them drove. It's like a 6-hour drive, but Wisconsin, honestly, they did okay. I think they did all right. Without going too much into their runs, Pow Pow got 65th, which was he was seeded to get 97th, so that's not good. Excuse me, that's not bad. I do think he was a big benefactor of like upsets that occurred because if you take his average seed of his opponent in phase 2, it was like 276 was the average seed. So yeah, like we said earlier, sometimes people just get like blessed runs where like
Happens.
yeah, it does happen. So but you take those to the bank.
I think that's
P-
the best placement he's ever gotten in a major too. I think that's what he tweeted.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
good on Pow Pow. PR Able is labeled Wisconsin. I think they're Wisconsin. I think they're PR in Wisconsin. I would say it was a good run, but they got eliminated by OG Derek, the most unranked player in the scene of Michigan. But we'll talk about Derek in a little bit as we
kids.
as we get farther. Yeah, I guess if you lose to anyone, especially that has children, like that's just it doesn't matter who it is. You know, it's probably just not a good loss. Kaysen, also PR Wisconsin, placed their seed, and then I think Arico was really the only person that did that. I guess you quote unquote flopped. They got 129th. They're 75th seed. But also they were eliminated by I think PR Able too. So it's like, you know, that kind of sucks anytime you play someone at a major within your own state, especially if that major's not in your own state. You know, that's just kind of like shit luck because those people just like know how you play, right? But I don't know. I gave Wisconsin like a C plus, honestly, because like they could have flopped way harder, you know, or like I don't know. It was okay. It was an okay run for sure for Wisconsin.
You give him a C. I'll get it.
Yeah,
That's fair.
C plus. Yeah, C plus. You know.
They don't have like I think Wisconsin's in like this weird spot, and I put it when we ever get to talk about this tier list stuff, whatever we do, I
That might
want
be
Wisconsin
next week's
to-
episode.
I want Wisconsin to be like right up there. They run into this problem though, where their upper echelon of players, right? There's Comet, and then there's like a gap, and that happens because Comet will travel all the time and go to everything, and the rest of them they have some issues with it. Whether it's carpool problems, whether it's like they're literally children. Um, that's like the big problem that we see. We talk about that bottleneck, right? I think that was actually a take that PsYKoD had that was really good. I think Wisconsin suffers from that, like because like D Money, is a really good player. Do you guys know who D Money is?
No,
Yeah, he lost to
Alright.
Adorable Knight at Warp Zone.
I don't know
There you go.
anybody.
D Money's an Incineroar. He's like top 3, top 4 in
Yeah, he's
Wisconsin.
good.
He's
good.
crazy good. He doesn't go to anything, right? He doesn't go to stuff outside of like the little bubble with it, and I think that's a huge problem, right? So
Well, yeah. To your point about like how your first major stuff, it's like, well, it's tough for a reason because you could be a really good and talented player, but if your whole experience is like insular, so that you're only playing, I'd say 5 really good players at like a regional within your own state, then like you go to like a major and you might fight players that are just objectively worse players than the players you're used to playing, but they have such a different play style, or they play such a different matchup, or they play a familiar matchup in a weird way. It's just you're so, even though you have a lot of
Exactly.
talent as a player and you're still like pretty accomplished within your own state, like you're not a, oh gosh, I don't like saying this. You're not a good player because you're gonna get upset immediately, right?
You're a top player. You're not the top player. You're a high level play there, but you're not like the best one because they have so much more experience than you. I think you're completely right on that one.
Yeah. Yep.
To Aquatics take 2. Yeah, looking at you, Animal Kingdom. Don't even get me started on him. That man, he brings me physical pain that he doesn't go out to more stuff. Did you know we have more? There's like 4 Incineroars in the like Chicago, lower Wisconsin area that are like really, really good and they don't go to anything.
Yeah, it's scary. I tell people that Instin's like the best heavy, and they don't believe, but like I don't know. I feel like Great Lakes knows.
Right. We knew it hurt us. Tetris, you ready? Did we
All
stall
right,
enough?
so I've got my first
Ready.
region to talk about,
Oh,
and that's
fantastic.
that's Kentucky. Only like one carpool came, and there was only one player with a notable performance, and his name is Worry, the Diddy Kong. So for those that don't know, I was involved in the seeding of this event, so I was watching very carefully, praying that nobody got any big upsets, and then came over to me and be like, "What the fuck is your problem? Why didn't you know that this player was incredible?" And Worry is the number 1 player that did this. Worry and Raymond Noodles also got a gigantic upset, but we'll get to him later. Worry was seeded 137th and was just he finished 49th, and he finished 33rd, and he beat Non to get into top 32. No, so that means he finished 25th. 25th, my bad. But just crazy upsets. Like he beat Advo, he beat Pika, he beat Non in his top 96 bracket, which is crazy.
This is like his second really good bracket run.
Yeah, so I definitely missed him when I was seeding stuff.
Oh, so you did miss Worry. He missed Worry entirely. He got like, wait, what did he do really good? Maybe I lied. I thought he did better at Riptide. Was it a different bracket?
He got 129th at Riptide.
Yeah, but that's
see?
not.
He went
seeded
2
him
and
together.
2.
That's not bad, but that's not like 25th.
Yeah,
like that's not.
Definitely.
I don't know.
So,
Maybe I thought he was at something else. My bad.
So I definitely have to give Kentucky the good rating. They did good at this
Okay.
tournament with a single representative.
We'll give him an A. You want to give him an A?
A+.
They did it.
A+. Okay,
Wow.
okay.
M+. Ooh, okay.
Listen, I don't even know if that guy's PR'd, and that just implies that Kentucky
Don't say
PR
that.
would have just,
say that.
You're supposed to be the
say that.
Kentucky expert.
I know, I
Don't
don't remember.
say I don't know if he's PR'd.
I don't remember. Hold on, let me see if I can open up my spreadsheets.
Oh,
We made something for this. We made a Discord so no one forgets about PRs.
Yeah. And I
my
do
gosh.
have it written down in something, but I forgot where it is. Anyway, you guys can go on.
Number 8 Kentucky.
He's number
Thank
8
you,
in
Aquati.
Kentucky. All right, that
Thank you,
means
Aquati.
there's 7 stronger guys in Kentucky that could have finished even better in this bracket.
All right. I
That's
got my
definitely what
next
that
one here.
means.
South Dakota boys, thonks. It is thonk time. Crows,
Oh yeah.
the man did it. The boy. He actually had a good seed too, and I think this is something that comes up. Crowsy. I mean, I think it's pronounced Crows. He's told me like 6 times and I always forget. I'm 90% sure it's Crows. I'm locking it in. Someone's gonna yell at me. Yeah. No. Crows got 33rd. That's what I'm saying. He got 33rd. His losses were to Waddy, who when he took game 4 to, and Frostbite. I gotta read my handwriting. Who he took to game 5. He took him to game 5. This is like he's really cementing himself right now in the Midwest as like one of the Mega Man that you do not want to mess with. I think, correct me here, outside of I'm not gonna remember his name. Minnesota's Mega Man, but he changed his name, and I don't want to call him the wrong name.
I
Don't
know
call
who
him
you're
the wrong
talking
name.
about.
But yes, we all know who it is. The Minnesota Mega Man who's still kicking around every once in a while. He's still really good, but Crows has been grinding for forever. This man's been playing since like Smash 4. Cashmere, thank you, Ice Knight. Cashmere. So yeah, so Crows, he took a couple losses to like Boku, or sorry, he got wins on Boku, Pow Pow Biddy. I don't think it's like crazy wins, to be fair, right? These aren't like insane wins. But looking at him being able to take people like Frostbite to game 5, like he's not getting washed in winner's side either, right? So, and this is after a 33rd place at Rising Grind, who he took. If you guys remember, we talked about that. Jojo the Hobo took a loss to him, so he's kicking around. I'd say he's pretty good for South Dakota so far. They're gonna yell at me because I always forget at least one South Dakota rep whenever they go someplace. But as far as I can tell, he's the only one that was there. Until Jay starts traveling more. And dude, when Jay starts traveling, you guys are gonna love that. They are crazy with Ridley. We've been seeing some Ridleys in New England area pop off, but I'm saying Jace does something different with that character. I'm gonna give South Dakota here. I'm gonna give him a probably like what? He was seeded 48, so it's not like super crazy. I'll probably give him like a B plus. We'll give B plus for South Dakota. There you go.
All right, Lunges, you got another one in the cannon?
Yeah, we got is Raven King still in chat? I got Chicago. We have to have a
Hey,
we have to have a word about Chicago. This was
we gotta.
this was not
Do you
this
guys
was
want to talk?
not this wasn't a great weekend for Chicago. But
Like,
that's okay. That is okay.
It
You know,
happens. It
yeah.
happens.
it very much does happen. But
Hey,
like
Crash 101 also asked Raven King if he was okay. If you get what I'm saying.
oh,
He's
because
a fan.
Terry.
He's a friend
Okay,
of the
because
show.
Terry.
How could you
Okay,
do that
okay.
to him?
He's our #1 viewer. You're really gonna estrange him like that?
Hey,
Holy
listen, there's a lot of
smoke.
drama about Raven King right now. We can't align ourselves with him. He betrayed the
Oh
Ikes.
yeah, true. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, so quick shout out. Ice Knight did great. Ice Knight did good. Ice Knight did good. Got 25th as a 44th seed, in a bracket that had a ridiculous amount of upsets in it. So good job to Ice Knight. Arctis too. First, we're talking about first majors. This was
Yeah,
Arctis's
there you
first major. Got 33rd at it. I don't think really too many people could say that about their first major experience. So good job for Arctis, but did benefit from some of those upsets. Like
like
got
those.
got that 33rd, but also did not like pull an upset, you know. So, but very very much like held their seed, if you know what I mean. In a bracket that was literally chock full of upsets. But yeah, I mean, oh yeah, also OKS, the Luigi player from Chicago or Illinois was a 293rd seed, was also Arctis's doubles partner, got 97th. Like, I mean, I think as sometimes you just have these players that will fall through the cracks that are way better than what their win-loss ratio suggests. You know, I mean, there's just so many people to seed, right? I think OKS was definitely one of those players. Got 97th, beat Spectral, who's a Michigan PR player. So yeah, but those were like the highlights for Chicago, but everyone else didn't really do great. You know, Raven King got upset by Michigan PR, so I guess it's not really too much of an upset. Hey, go Michigan. But Ned also got upset very early as well. Eichen as well got upset by
the
the
young god,
the young god,
Raven Noodles.
All right. Let me. I'm gonna go on to my defendant Chicago arc here. Look, I
Go
dog on him
ahead.
just as much as everybody else. So, Icon has been very much not playing the
Yeah,
past
he
entire
hasn't
summer,
gone to like any
right?
tournaments in the past
It's
3
Right.
months.
he was back in California. He got a girlfriend and everything. Like
Oh
that guy,
no.
like he touched grass. That was the problem. So
Oh
you got to give
no.
him a little bit. I can understand he's not grinding some of those matchups. Yeah, That was like the worst time to throw hands with the kid. Ned's been in a character crisis, and I think it's really good that he's having his face shaken in Sephiroth. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm expecting him to have some bad performances right now as he tries to get back into the groove of things. Ice Knight's goated. I mean, the kid's crazy. I don't know what to say about him. He's like the best Greninja NA right now. I think that's true.
Yeah, we've
that
had
Yeah.
that
No. No,
discussion
it
on
is.
like 4
It is.
Wait,
episodes.
where's the Canada one?
JW.
Canadian? J,
Anarchy?
he's
Is that
Canadian?
the
Anarchy.
Oh.
Thank you. JW's not Canadian. Am I
Maybe it's not
crazy?
Anarchy.
No,
But
I think it's
No.
Anarchy.
Anarchy's like from like Newfoundland, but
Yeah.
I agree with your points about like yeah.
I think you're right. I think people Chicago's typically, I think historically shown as like the crown jewel of the Midwest, right? Over like people have seen it as like the spot. So whenever Chicago does a little bit poorly, like the rest of us be like, oh man, that's a real big problem for us. If Chicago's doing bad. But I think now we've gotten to a point where the upper echelon of talent is really just like it's a
in
good spot.
Michigan.
Right, mission. But that's not a new thing. Ryuga back in Smash 4 and even early Ultimate. Like that's not a new thing. That Michigan is like the bastion as well. I don't know if you guys remember Boo Bear had a good tournament this time, but Boo Bear used to be like really, really good pre-quarantine.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of really solid players. It's just that like Chicago doesn't have bad performances like this typically, and they're going out of their way to their credit. And I gotta give credit where credit's due. They're traveling. They're traveling. That's not something that's happened historically. So
Yeah. No. Yeah.
it's
It's true.
yeah, so shout outs to all the boys that came out there. I hope you guys go to Michigan a bit more. They're goated as hell.
Yeah.
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 All the Chicago guys were cool. I didn't really talk to them too much, but I saw Ice Knight and Raven King at Big House. They were cool. Everything was cool with them.
Yeah. I gave Chicago a C minus. Unfortunately, though, that's my ranking. I mean, it's like
They had
yeah.
one top 32. Ice Knight did make top 32. I think you gotta give him a
Yes.
C.
Well, I mean, the problem is I count like at least 6 or 7, at least 6 of the Chicago PR that honestly I think all those
Alright.
players weren't top
Alright.
32 contenders,
Yeah,
and
that's
only
fair.
one of them made it in. That's and that's just how much I view Chicago as that kind of a region, that where I expect kind of all of them to
That's fair.
get top 32, and they didn't. So that's why it's a C minus for me.
Yeah, you're the one handed out the score, so that's fair.
Yeah, I hate
That's fair,
saying it because
Wyatt.
Chicago's really good, but
So I guess next I'll talk about Michigan, East Michigan at least.
Oh.
And
Ooh.
obviously we had a lot of people in bracket because it's the Michigan tourney. I'd say overall a little disappointed in like some of our higher players' performances. Michigan like did so and like I mean Crash ended up getting eliminated by Ned, so I was kind of expecting him to do really well, but then I guess like Ned dropping into losers a little unlucky for him. Suspect got like not good enough. He lost to Boku, who is in region kill, but well, Suspects I guess West Michigan. Boku had a pretty good run. Boo Bear also West Michigan. I'll let Lunges talk about that. Copel lost.
Blame the seeding. I blame the seeding for the Michigan team kills.
Copel just had like a regular performance. Low one underperformed for sure. Not underperformed, but he ran into SkyJ. I guess some of these players' runs are getting nuked by like players that got upset in winners and then had to face Michigan.
SkyJ also he murked a bunch of Midwest. Like that was just his. There's just bodies of multiple states PR players behind him.
Yoder did pretty good. Agi did pretty good.
Michigan literally had like 40 players in top 128.
Yeah. But then, like, I don't know. Like, nobody... Like, the only people that really had good runs were Raymond Noodles, 2 unranked players, and then Zenoto and Onin, Like, everybody else besides, like, them... and Onin's West Michigan. But, like, there wasn't a lot of people that like really had standout performances.
No,
from them.
that's just cap. That's
Who?
cap.
Who?
Okay.
Tell me who.
Broly beat Regalo.
Broly?
We're talking about like that caller. I was having a hernia when that caller was calling in because he's like, oh, Michigan or Midwest doesn't have depth. I'm like, okay, like our 13th best player who, like, shocker, he's probably not going to be ranked in the upcoming
In
PR.
one state. In one
probably-
state.
Yeah, I mean, Boku just beat Kameme yesterday, which it wasn't at Big House,
Hey,
but like,
yeah. We're talking about.
I
Big
was
House
having-
right now.
Okay, I was just having a. Okay, anyways, DG beat Bobby Wasabi, who's the best North American active villager right now. Like DG, who is an unranked West Michigan player who plays Dr. Mario. Like,
He unranked?
yeah, he's unranked now.
Well, he was ranked. He was ranked.
Yeah, he was ranked, but not in the past quarter.
All right.
Let me see here. Like,
Yeah,
who else?
so
Who else had a good
I
run?
mean, our two big standout performances were Rob, who is a Snake player, first time at a major, got 33rd, and Raymond Noodles, who like he kind of flopped at Riptide. I think he went 2-2 there. He got 33rd here. He took out ICANN. So that was sick. And then OG Derek also getting 33rd, who's like, no shade to him, but he's never had like any crazy performances in Michigan. Like
you have PR, then you have gatekeepers, and then you have like mid-level players.
Yeah,
and OG Derek falls into the mid-level player category.
Yeah, very much a mid-level player. And like I watched a set versus ESAM, and every single game went to last stock. Like he made ESAM look beatable, and he was just playing out of his mind that day. Maybe the kids were like playing Minecraft with him before he came to the tournament or something, so he was like, ready to go. But that was crazy. He was going crazy.
Well, you also have did you talk about Frostbite? Because I consider Michigan.
Yeah, I guess if we're saying Frostbite's Michigan,
I think
Frostbite had an insane performance. Frostbite did super well.
he's good. That
Also-
guy's like,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you got it.
No, I mean, I was just saying, like, are we forgetting too that Mr. Monday, who's another like mid-level player of the state, beat Jigs, who's second in North Carolina?
Okay, so like our mid-level definitely did well. I'm not denying that, but I think like none of our like well-known players did as good as I wanted them to. I guess you know.
All right. Well, let me.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Is Straw Hat Kid? Is he like
Straw
Michigan?
Hat
Right? He's
Kid
like the
is,
Michigan area.
He's
Ohio.
Ohio.
Like Toledo.
I need to talk about him. I want to talk about
Yeah,
him.
it's
All
Straw
right,
Hat
let me
Kid's
wait.
good.
Let me wait.
Straw Kid.
I talked about literally on the podcast. I'm like, who are my dark horses? Who's the
Oh,
one that's
you
gonna be good well?
did. You did.
And I said Straw Hat Kid is due for a PR win. Do you know what he did? He walked in there and I think he beat Lilac said he beat Worry. Is that true? I don't know if that's true.
I'm trying to find
Wait.
it.
Wait, that might actually be true. Yeah, Straw Hat Kid beat Worry, by the way. That's how Worry got sent to losers. Straw Hat Kid got a win. I thought Kaysen was his best win. Nah. He got a win on Kaysen as well. Who did he beat? I don't know. I Astro beat. But that's 2 PR wins after this kid has not been getting this was it. This is the breakout. He got 129th losing to who did he lose to? Who took him out? Oh, I think it was Low 1. He was a victim of Low 1. But you know what's crazy too? And I was watching this bracket. He took Low 1 to game 5. Straw Hat Kid took Low 1 to game 5.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's
insane.
absurd.
Yeah,
I didn't think kids
insanity.
could be that patient.
Listen, he's a Pac-Man main, and playing slow plays into Pac-Man's favor. So that's definitely, I don't know if Low 1 has a known Pac-Man problem, but it feels like it goes hand in hand. That is the character to play to beat him. But to conclude my ranking, I give Michigan a B. I feel like
all right.
a lot of the at least East Michigan, a lot of the higher tier players I feel like didn't perform to my expectations, but a lot of our unranked players were out there taking names. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to depth. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making this up. I think Grayson's right when it comes to depth.
Brandon was there.
Who's to
Goblin
say?
King. Brandon Gordon was there.
Yeah, he placed his seed. I give Michigan an A for the sheer amount of just disruptors that were in bracket for Michigan. Like you said, like I think some of the highest SPRs of the entire tournament were Michigan players.
Yeah.
Like Frostbite had SPR 4, Raymond Noodles had an SPR 4, OG Derek had I think of 4, if not. It's got OG Derek should have been absurdly higher than 4.
Listen, they call his tag says Mr. Monday, but they call him Mr. Saturday. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I said this earlier, but Michigan as a whole, I think had like a collective. So this is like you add the pluses, subtract the minuses. Had
Yeah.
a positive SPR of like 28 for top 128, which is like kind of ridiculous if you think about it.
Okay,
Not bad.
Lunches says that the
not bad.
bottom swell is big enough that they should get an A. All right, I get
Yes.
your point. I get your point.
Well, I'll mark it. I'll give him an A- instead of a B+. How's
yeah,
that?
there you go.
Okay,
There you go.
I'm happy now. I'm happy.
Okay. So I got my next one here since I got a little bit to talk about. My Missouri. So we got STL. The 1 rep. It's like 1 or 2 reps for most of these places. There is 2 from St. Louis. I'll talk about the first one. Luma's been on a little bit of a slump. We've talked about his slump beforehand. He's like, I think a lot of it's mental. You know, these younger kids, you get into certain matchups and it's awful. He fought Boo Bear. He had to fight the Rob Ditto. I know he doesn't like the Rob Ditto from what I'd heard. So like that's rough. So he got 65th year. He's just been having a rough time. Lost to Shattuck, lost to Boo Bear, and he hasn't really had like a really big like breakout performance since I think it was like a glitch. I think it was one of the glitches that it was at it. So he's kind of sitting there a little bit. Luma's still good out to stuff. It's really good to see him go out to stuff, but they're just grinding. He's just grinding right now. And that's fine. It's the grind before the shine, right? The other one though, Colorado, 17th. Or wait, is it right? Did I say 17th or did I get 13th? And I gotta double check because I thought I was hoping I didn't write this wrong.
I think you
it's
got 13.
Was it 13th? Did I write it down? Oh, I think it's 13th. That is nope, 17th. Okay, so it was 17th. I just double checked it. I was hoping it was 13th. He was seated 38th though. Fantastic play. That's actually his best major performance to date. And one of the best Inkling performances in North America, period. Right? Like, this is even back in the day when Inkling was played at a high level consistently. And Colorado just kind of like brings it out, and he did pretty well. I mean, took down a lot of Canada. Black Twins, Melon both taking big L's to him. And I'm not sure if that speaks to Canada not knowing how to fight Inkling. They're like 3-0s. It was like back-to-back 3-0s. He didn't drop a single game until he got until he lost 3-1 to Mutace and got 3-0'd by SkyJ. So, I don't know. Mutace, SkyJ, you can talk about matchups all you want. That might be more of a problem. But I want to definitely focus on the highlights there. Third in St. Louis, I think definitely going to be bumping up to second here. AK is a really tough nut to crack, to be completely fair. Who didn't show up, by the way? I heard Keija sabotaged his car, actually.
No,
and
no,
that's
no,
why
no, no,
AK
no, no,
didn't
no.
show up. He didn't want me to talk about AK on the podcast. That's what I heard.
Whoever was supposed to give AK a ride, no, not calling anyone out, apparently fell through, and so he couldn't get to the airport, apparently. Something like that. But we were going to offer him free stay in our room just to make sure he could come to the tourney, but he ended up not being able to make it through.
Man, it sucks, though, because he would have won.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had a good shot at top 8 for sure.
I was saying he would have won.
Listen, PsYKoD would have won if his bracket just went a little different. AK would have won if he made the flight.
If he showed up,
Yeah.
if he showed up to the event.
Yeah.
I think overall St. Louis, one little middling performance, one really, really good performance. I'm gonna give him like a B. I'll give him a B here.
Onan would have won if he knew how to play against Fox just the tiniest bit. If he had ever seen a Fox McCloud in his life before that day.
Who said that?
Me. I said that just
oh,
now.
KJ said that.
Onan,
KJ just said that.
Before you go into West Michigan, Onan looked awful versus Light. I mean, I know Light is one of the best players in the world, but man, I watched him try and cart Fox point blank and get backered like 17 times. And that was rough.
That's a rough one. That's a rough. It
happens. It
like
happens.
that.
Onan
Yeah,
just hasn't
I
had
get
that experience of like just getting bodied by somebody. So, it is what it is.
Let's talk about Canada. Do you guys want to talk about Canada at all?
No.
One of you want to talk on Canada?
No,
Sorry.
I don't. We
No
got more
Canada.
states
Get out
to
of here,
talk about.
Lilac. Yeah, there's 13 states in the Midwest. We got room for all of Canada.
Who? I could go next. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's your
yeah.
turn. Yeah, all you.
Okay,
Let
I
me
got
join the
Indiana.
call.
In Indiana now. We got
Who?
Indiana.
Where?
Indiana. Hey, listen.
Never
you
heard
gotta,
of her.
you gotta
Never
be
heard of her.
careful. A player from Indiana did better than everybody in Wisconsin. Actually, now that I'm looking at it.
Oh no.
So I didn't even know this player was from Indiana. So thank you, KJS. But there's a banjo
Who
player
was
named
it?
Plus. Plus.
You don't know
I
Plus?
think it's Plus
He plays Game and
Sign. I
Watch
don't know
too.
how he gets.
Why do you guys not know these people? What is
I don't-
this?
I
don't-
talked to him at the tournament. He's
a great guy. I love him.
I don't know what 134th seeds.
Yeah, we're
and
probably
beyond.
gonna try and bring him on next week. I'll see.
Yeah.
No,
that'd be kind
legit.
of cool.
He's an old head too. I love that guy.
Oh really? Okay. Well, did they used to go by something else or?
Yes. I can't remember what it was though.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I do consider myself an old head. But that said, 134th seed got 49th, which might be Banjo's best placement ever. Hard to say. It's honestly hard to say. I mean, honestly, okay, if we're being honest here, I say this anytime players are blessed with good bracket luck because you still need to make it happen. Plus did make a upset to get out of their pool. It was kind of a marginal one. I think they're in the 120 seed. Someone named Breakfast, who I've never heard of, but there you have it.
Let's ask
So
the
they
guy
beat.
who's seated. Who's breakfast, KJs?
I don't know.
There you go. There you go.
there
There it is.
You watch this and you find out the guy that seeds the tournament, he just doesn't know any of these people. He's just whatever.
That's like half of
Get
them.
put on in second seed, light first seed. I don't know the rest of these guys.
Anyways, Plus pulled an upset, but then their winners phase 2 match was supposed to be DeBuzz. DeBuzz DQ'd. So they ended up pulling an upset on whoever got blessed with DeBuzz's DQ, which is Pi from Michigan, local Ann Arbor player.
Dow?
But no, Pi, who's a
No,
local.
I know.
Oh,
no,
okay,
no, I'm
okay,
listening.
okay.
Sorry, I was looking at chat. My
Oh,
bad.
okay. What was? Anyways. So Plus got 49th, losing to OG Derek the Goat. Let's see here. Who else? Honestly, that was the best performance, more or less, from Indiana. I mean, David, who was a Michigan player, mid-level Michigan player, now is 8th on the Indiana PR. David got a +2 SPR. But I mean, kind of looking at it, Indiana kind of just got slayed by Michigan. Wes, who's a notable K-Roll player, also lost to OG Derek. Crow, who's another notable Indiana player, lost to DG, that Dr. Mario we talked about earlier. Scrubbed Out lost to an unranked West Michigan player as well named Elliot. I think Elliot's unranked. Lilac will definitely correct me. But
unranked Michigan got hands apparently.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But yeah, I mean, I give the Indiana C+, because carried primarily by that plus run because it was blessed.
Plus is good. He's a goated guy too.
All right. So that leaves.
Hey, Jess, do you have any other states you want to talk about?
I mean, we've got Ohio. We talked a lot about PsYKoD's run, legendary. Goes crazy. Cosmos kind of got nuked. Bad run for him. Doorstop performed to a seed. Did okay. Andrew T got one upset, I think. No, he got two above his seed, but I don't know if he beat anybody. Ohio did okay.
Hey, all right. Can I go?
Yeah.
The boys in chat. I just posted on Twitter that we were about to talk about him.
Okay.
Talking about Minnesota, baby. Since nice time in here, Lucky. Minnesota. I would say you look at it and you're like, all right, because everybody talks about Loaf. Everybody knows Loaf, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, that is the biggest player that comes out of Minnesota, and they forget that Minnesota is one of the strongest states period. And the only thing that's been hindering them is post quarantine was like the ability to travel, right? Of course, Kashmir not coming out as much, but we've been seeing this resurgence, and specifically Lucky. And Lucky, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, man, best major performance period that he has ever had, right? Getting 17th with solo plant, which I think blows everybody away, right? Absolutely crazy amount of play to be able to get there. Losing to two Midwest players too, because he actually lost relatively early to